So here we are. This is the final. This is week 8. This is what the physique looks like from start to the end of week 8. Obviously week 9 then had the photo shoot. So this is about 13.5 pound down on weekly average. So this is pretty much what I look like with 1 stone less of fat. So very happy kind of looking back at these, and I think sometimes you do have to look back at progress pictures. It's why progress pictures are so important, is because actually probably on week 8 I probably wasn't 100% happy, but now I'm a couple of weeks on and I'm looking back and thinking, you know what, I think that was a very successful mini cut, and I find quite often I have to step myself back to look at what has been achieved. So looking back at these, very happy. Obviously these videos are a little bit delayed in terms of real time. I'm like 2 weeks on from this now, but like I promised, I would get them up and I would show the entire journey. So how'd the prep go? Had the prep go? It wasn't prep. Had the mini cut go? Well, the mini cut, you know, it was everything I wanted it to be. A little bit longer than I wanted, but I couldn't help with the timings of the photo shoot. So obviously I did pull it out to 9 weeks, but my conditioning didn't really change from what you're seeing here. So a bit longer than what I wanted, but I did manage to maintain strength. I managed to stay human. I wasn't highly stressed through diet. I wasn't overly food focused. I was still able to go out and eat and have a reasonable, flexible diet around what I was doing. So now we're going to go through kind of just some of the big lifts in those final 2 weeks. So this is complete PR here. 130 kilos on the hack squat, and I don't know what it is about this hack squat, but I swear it is very heavy compared to any other hack squat I've used. It doesn't make you look heroic by any means. When I see these guys with 5-6 plates per side, I just don't think you could hit that on this thing. It's an absolute beast. Even unloaded, it's heavy. So very happy with hack squat. I think this incline press is just a bit of me showing that actually things don't go too well all the time. I think it's just like a couple of reps. I'm pretty sure I then saved myself on the back offset and got a fair few more reps, but I'm going to call that one short, I think. Yep. So there you go, just proof that things don't go brilliant. So I know I said I maintained strength. Push strength was very much about maintaining. Pull and lower body still seem to be progressing nicely, and a lot of that does come down to leverages. And obviously these shots are taken from different weeks, different training sessions. So that's the same movement, I am wearing a different t-shirt, and it is actually a different training day. So yeah, throughout my prep, you know, I stayed human. I felt pretty normal, and I keep saying prep, it wasn't prep. Throughout this mini cut, I felt good throughout all of it, and you know, I was very happy with what I achieved. So when I look at that 13.5 pound loss, that's about 1.5 to 2 pound loss on average per week, which for me is a pretty fast rate of loss initially, and it does make me think that potentially when I do prep in the future, I would probably take this slightly more aggressive start and then pull back as we go closer and closer to stage weight. Obviously I did finish at about 181 pounds, so around 8 to 10 pound away from my previous stage weight. And there's a nice failure set there. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. It wasn't coming. That's one move that I did see a lot of progression on, was my chest supported seal dumbbell row. You're now seeing stiff leg deadlifts. I think that's 160 kilos, which I think for a stiff leg deadlift is pretty respectable. I think when I take that and my like 210, 220 kilo rack pulls, I should be having a very good deadlift when I go back into my gaining phase. So, week 8, in terms of calories and macros and all that fancy stuff that people get well excited about, I don't make any changes. I'm not a person to make changes. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And rate of loss was just sitting at that 1.5 pound on average. Week 9 is probably the one kind of where I know I can make a lot of improvements, and when it comes to cutting down again, it's a point I'm going to really focus upon. Week 9 worked out that I didn't get in the gym when I thought I was. I was therefore one day late with my training. I then tapered down carbohydrates a little bit, and then I just refed way too quickly. I should have been a lot more conservative, potentially over 2 days rather than 1. I just was not lean enough to use that really aggressive approach, and I also start to think that I look best 2 days after a refeed rather than 1. It's very close, but from what I've noticed through this mini cut where I have refed, it's day 1 looks good, but I think day 2 potentially looks better. When I prepped, that wasn't the case. I would always look better initially after, with day 2 being very close. So something to learn in previous cuts as I go forwards when it comes to how my body looks. But it does mean that on Photoshoot I think I was a little bit spilled, which obviously doesn't matter too much when you've got a photo shoot and you're not looking for crazy shreddedness. I haven't seen all the photos back yet, so I don't know, but I did feel like it wasn't the best condition that I'd seen reflected in the mirror on what I had after more moderate refeeds throughout the cut. So, learning curve for me, need to find where I look best, but then also I would never take a prep without a coach, because they can keep me on track and stop me doing dumb shit, because I do believe as you get leaner, you get into this kind of let's do dumb shit territory. There's some shots with Jason from the photo shoot. I'm happy with them. I just know my physique could have been that 2-3% better. And then just capping things off with some lateral raises. So there we go. That's mini cut done. Next series will be me going into a gaining phase. So if you've enjoyed the mini cut, I'd love it if you follow me through the gaining phase. And remember, if you've got any questions, feel free to stick them in the comments. I'll always try and get back and provide a bit of help and advice and guidance as and where needed.